Welcome to the Twitch dating game. In a time where many of us are isolated inside or social distancing, love is still possible. Join us as we embrace our love for Twitch and try to connect people from all over the world. Perhaps your next match is behind the virtual curtain. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Twitch dating game. We're here for another episode. Great to see you all. Let's just take a moment and let people kind of get into the room and get situated. What's good, Holly? How are we doing? Sweet T34, hello. Nisha Beta, hello. Welcome. Welcome, Lainey. All right, I got to give a couple. It's DJ Euphoria. Thank you for the follow. Nisha Beta, thank you for the follow. Come on in, everyone. Get situated. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I have an amazing co-host for today's show. Can't wait to bring her on stage with us. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk a little bit, and then we'll bring the bachelor on. So first off, you have to put some fives in the chat. We're going to welcome Melissa Majors to the virtual stage. So, Melissa, welcome.
Hey, everybody. It's good to be here. Amani, it's nice to share the stage with you again, my friend.
Yet again. So, Melissa, for people who might not know who you are, you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Melissa Majors. I am a leadership expert, which is boring during the day, but I get a chance to share the stage and co-host a show called Community Keynotes with the very talented Amani Roberts. I am married. I've been married for almost 10 years now. My husband is a Studley firefighter. I love my husband. Even after 10 years, I still have a crush on him. Don't believe the calendars, though, y'all. I got a good Studley firefighters, but do not believe the calendars. They are not all of them are like that. I know a little thing or two about love because this is my second husband. My first husband, I had to take a mulligan on him. So I think I'm an expert, Amani, in that I know how to pick them and how not to pick them. And as a result of that, I am like the ultimate wingman or wing person. So if you want to go out and meet somebody, you take me along with you. I will sprinkle some sugar on anybody in the place you want to meet and make it happen. So I'm really excited to make some matches tonight because I've been a little out of practice because of the pandemic. So thank you for having me on. It's good to be here, Money.
You're welcome. Since you mentioned that you took a mulligan on your first marriage, what was maybe one or two of the most valuable lessons you learned from that one?
Well, I married him right after I moved to Dallas, Texas. I didn't know anybody. I was extremely lonely. So he asked me to marry him. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I learned to do my homework, certainly, and pay attention and you gave me this advice that when people show you who they are, believe them. Mm-hmm. And that is one lesson that I learned now, but didn't know back then. And I think the other lesson is don't let stressors and lonely feelings cause you to make really bad decisions. That was the only experience then. And then one third thing is you will love again. And so even though you may have had a failed relationship originally, don't give up on love. You will love again. And my life certainly is a testament to that.
All right. I love it. One Momos. Let me see how I pronounce this back. One Mommies, be honest. Tell me how to pronounce that, but thank you for the follow. So we had a couple questions for you, Melissa. My first question, in your opinion, what are the keys to the most successful relationships?
Keys to most successful relationships. Don't expect them to change. So when you meet somebody, you're in that first initial phase and it's all lusty and lovey and all that stuff. When you see things that are absolute deal breakers, get out. Because I tell you, by the time you're 30, you are who you're going to be for the rest of your life. I'm just telling you like it is. So don't enter into a relationship expecting to change somebody. Just accept them unconditionally, warts and all. And if there are deal breakers there, move on. I think some other things to a successful relationship is, and this comes from my parents. Now, my parents have been married 52 years, Amani. So they know a thing or two about sustaining a lasting relationship. And one thing they always say is you have to like your mate. Like you love people, but in order for it to last, you really have to like that person like a friend. And so I think what's interesting because of the pandemic and because we're distanced it gives people the chance to get to know each other on a mental level first and on a friend level at a distance before, they might fall in lust with each other. So I think there could be some good sustaining relationships that come out of this pandemic.
I agree. You have to like them, not necessarily, fall in love with them first. That's interesting.
That's right.
Okay. What about if you were going to look to long distance relationships, which we're doing a lot of virtual now? What are some keys to maybe some of the most successful long distance relationships you've seen?
Well, I have not been in a long distance relationship, one that lasted. I was in a little short one when I made some moves in my life, but not one that's lasted. So I don't know that I have a lot of great advice there, but I will spill this on your show, Amani. So my husband and I've been married to almost 10 years now. We got married only 6 weeks after meeting.
Ooh, 6 weeks. That's fast. That's fast.
Honey,
that's not 4 seasons. That's not 4 seasons. They say you're supposed to be with someone for 4 seasons, but go on, tell us more.
You don't have to be with anybody that long. You know. And let me tell you, so we got hooked up on a blind date and we went to a restaurant and we both knew that we were going to marry each other. We knew in that night. I called my sister and said, yep, he's the one. He called his best friend and said, yep, she's the one. And then through lots of really smart questions, like we were intentional about wanting to start a life. We both had the same goals in mind. We wanted to have a family. We both wanted to settle down and get married. So we basically interrogated each other for about 4 weeks, asking lots of questions, hard questions. And then when we realized marriage was on both of our minds, we were like, well, shoot, let's go ahead and do it and get this party started. And now 10 years later, we got a mortgage, 2.5 kids, we're living the dream. So it's awesome.
White picket fence. So also, audience, if you have questions for Melissa, please put them in the chat. I love J Trey. She's one of our mainstays here. She's got a great personality. She asked you, does that mean there's hope?
Yeah, there's hope. Absolutely. Let me tell you, after my first marriage failed, I didn't give up. I knew I would love again. So I turned finding love into a job. You hear me? I was willing to date and go out with anybody who could fog a mirror because I was just open. Like I was not going to give up. So there is hope. And I think the advice that I would give people, Amani, is don't be afraid to date outside of your type. Like my husband is not my type, but boy, is he a great companion for life. And so be willing to, open your not lower your standards, but open and cast a wider net. You never know. You just might find your love.
Okay. Now, what are some unique ways to get to know each other during times like we're in right now?
Well, I think, thank goodness that we've got technology that, we can FaceTime and Zoom with each other and things like that. There's all sorts of really cool stuff I learned on your show by watching all sorts of cool date night activities you can have. You can watch movies together and you can do activities. You can do cooking classes together and all sorts of things, even though you're distant and you're apart. I think this pandemic, because we're forced to be apart, will actually might boost and make people more wise in how to date at a distance successfully. So I would say tune into this show every week. You'll probably pick up some really good tips on how to do it.
Okay. So mods, if anyone has any questions, make sure you whisper them to me. I appreciate it. Little Lucy Analog, thank you for the compliment on the bow tie. Hello, Tawana. Next question for you is, and you kind of spoke about it already, but some people are scared to put themselves out there, in terms of like love. Maybe they had some bad experiences and they're scared. Fear is taking over. What advice would you have for them?
Any decision I have ever made, whether it was personally or professionally, that I made out of fear, I regret it every time. So you just have to accept that getting your heart broken is part of preparation. It's part of life. I'll tell you this, if I had to go back through all the heartbreak that I went through to lead up to be where I am right now with my husband, I would do it in a heartbeat. It's absolutely worth it. So push past your fears, go out there and try it, and see what happens. But never, ever, ever live your life out of fear.
Okay. All right. Now we got to have a fun little question for you before we get to the bachelor, because we got to warm up.
Before you ask a fun question, Amani, I got a question for you.
I knew you would. Go ahead. What's the question?
It's date night. Can I drink wine on your show?
Yes, absolutely. Please.
All right.
What are we
Let's get
drinking
this party
today?
going on.
What wine are we drinking today?
I don't know, some box wine from Sam's Club. I'm not fancy. I'm a mom with a couple kids. Like, I don't need to have the fancy stuff anymore. Box wine works for me.
Okay, have a sip. I'm gonna shout out some people. Tommy, Alaska, good to see you. Thank you again for that raid yesterday. Papa D's, I'm not gonna say the last part, but good to see you too. Nisha Bita, Glenn Siagin, I hope I pronounced that right. Good to see you. DJ Q, a former bachelor on the show. It's Karen, not Karen. Cheetah Girl. All right, we good. Last question. I'm gonna give you a choice, and I want you to tell me why you choose what you choose. You can choose between a love letter, a dozen roses, or a home cooked meal. What are you choosing and why?
Oh, home cooked meal. For sure. They say the way to a man is to his heart is through his stomach. It works for women too. We got to eat. And so there's nothing better than seeing a man in the kitchen, maybe with just jeans and a white t-shirt, Lord have mercy. I'm getting myself.
All right, stop. Let me give you a cigarette. Calm down there, Melissa.
But yes, a good meal is the way to a woman's heart too.
All right. I love it. I see.
Ladies, let me know. Let me know in chat. Do you agree?
If you agree, you can put yes or one in the chat. Like, there you go. So, Kitty Bradshaw, you cannot believe that. But I'm not going to highlight that comment, Kitty. But yes, put a one in the chat if you agree for food. It's cousin Christopher. Good to see you here. Kay Marie, hello. Marcia, hello. All right, so let's see here. I see our bachelor's back in the green room. I'm going to bring him to the stage. Hold on one moment here. All right, Seth Maddock.
What's up, everybody?
Hey,
welcome to the Twitch dating game.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome. Melissa, I'm also drinking box red wine. So,
all right.
Yes.
We're in good company, my friend.
So, Seth, welcome to the show. So people can get to know you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Where'd you grow up? Give us a little background on Seth Maddock.
Cool. So I grew up in Central Illinois. I was born and raised in Champaign, Illinois. I was there until I was about 20, and then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. My dad lives here. He was opening a business, and asked if I wanted to help him run it. So I was totally down. I was ready to get out of the town I grew up in, things like that. And once I was down here, I always kind of want to do something more. In high school, I ended up doing a play by accident, and I really enjoyed acting. And so when I came down, moved to Atlanta, I realized it was a lot more tangible here with it's all the studios, Tyler Perry and everything like that. So I moved to Atlanta, started the whole acting journey, doing different acting classes and things like that. Then I got into bartending. So that's kind of beginning how I transitioned from Illinois to Atlanta. And then several years later, just life and growth. I got into streaming. Went to school for computer programming. Finished tech last year. It's web development. Love music. I love streaming. I love video games. And yeah, I do a lot of things. I recently fell in love with chess. I learned how to play when I was in the 6th grade, but I got back into it about 2 months ago. And I think now, understanding who I am and how my brain works, I'm always trying to figure out puzzles and stuff like that. I became Atlanta's #1 chess promoter.
All right.
And actually, after this, I have a chess night going on.
Okay.
My friends run right now, but I have started one of the first chess nights here in the city with the cool craft cocktails and people hanging out playing chess. And yeah, I do working on a gaming and lifestyle brand. It's hard to say what I do, but everything I do makes me happy.
I love it. So Jay Envy, if you're out there, whisper me, people are nominating you to be on the show. So we always take the advantage of getting new contestants. So that's good.
I co-signed for that guy.
Okay. You glossed over the acting. Share with us a little bit more about your acting resume.
Most recently, I was on what's the most recent thing I aired? I was on season 2 of Ozark. Popular show on Netflix. I actually just got an email from my agent today. I was on 2 episodes of the show called The Resident on Fox. It's a hospital drama. They had me in season 2. They set me up for my availability for an episode on season 4, which is cool. I auditioned for a film on Friday. Probably my favorite one that I did, my first in the beginning of acting, like you're talking to people, hey, yeah, I'm trying to be an actor. The first film that I did that like I stopped saying I'm trying to be an actor and that like I am an actor. I did a film called Ashby. I was in select cities and it's on like all like you can download whatever or buy it on all the platforms. But it was starring Mickey Rourke, Sarah Silverman, Nat Wolff. It's kind of just like high school dramedy, and I was the quarterback at the high school, and I got to go out of town for a while. Meeting Mickey Rourke was wild. Like as like a green actor, and like meeting that guy like, day one was like it was cool. And we got the premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival. It was like first time in New York. Did like the pre-party. We had the premiere, did the whole red carpet, paparazzi and everything. So that was a super cool moment. I did a film a couple months ago, my first post-pandemic or pandemic film. Honestly, I don't even know the title of it yet. It was a small part. I was playing a bartender, which wasn't really too far to reach since I do that every weekend. But it's starring Kelsey Grammer, which is like he was a legend in the game. So that was cool getting back. Protocols are different. I can't just like go get all the snacks that I want all willy-nilly because of COVID, which kind of sucks because I usually steal a bunch of like gummy bears and whatnot. But I have to ask people to go get them for me now. But I can deal with that.
All right. So we have audience questions. Audience, do you have questions for Seth before we get to the other contestants? Put them in the chat. DJ Snoopy wants to know, did you get killed when you were on Ozark?
No, I'm really sad to say that I was a snitch. I was FBI. It's not really in my DNA, so I'd ready to reach for that role. But maybe, they ought to come back and kill me.
Okay, snitches get stitches. That's what we say in the hood.
No doubt.
Melissa, what questions do you have for Seth?
Seth, I'm curious about what turns you off and what turns you on about a potential mate. So I'm all about get down to the business and figure out what doesn't work for you, right? So tell us one thing that really attracts you to somebody else and something else that instantly turns you off.
Instantly, like I'm attracted to like having something going on in their life, like so like they're really their own thing, self-driven, whatever it is, like. Just I think I wake up each day and like I have a purpose. I'd have a goal, like something I'm trying to obtain and I'm trying to reach. And versus some of my experiences, like some people are like, I think it might be like just the messed up timetable that sometimes people have on themselves. Like, oh, I need to graduate, I need to get engaged, I have a family, this and that, the whole timetable and stuff. Like, and I was a victim of that as well earlier, but just not only putting a timetable on things, but have things going on their own. One of my favorite things I saw Iman Shumpert talk about his wife, Tiana Taylor, and say, what makes you guys able to be so happy and grow? He said the fact that we both have our completely own things going on, and I'm growing, I go and I grow separately, and she goes and she does her own thing separately. And then at the end of the day, we come back and we just enjoy each other and just talk about the stuff and the growth that we did and like motivate each other versus like holding hands through every single thing in life. The older I've gotten, I realized how important space is for me, but I also still love having somebody. But in order for me to like do what I need to do and like grow, I need that space.
Good answer. Miss JK, hello. DJ Prodigy, thank you for that sub. Happy 6 months. Appreciate you. Retro Stacks, thank you for the follow. What's your follow-up question, Melissa?
Well, what really turns you off?
Yeah,
I think about, I love all movies, right? I was watching Boomerang not too long ago. Remember Boomerang with Eddie Murphy? There's this gorgeous woman walking down the street and she's got ugly feet. And he's like, no, I'm out. So what is that one thing that just turns you off? It's an absolute deal breaker.
Being just like rude, just for like no reason. Like, and say like we're going, oh my God, say we're like a dope restaurant. Like I really love food. I love eating well. Excited to try new stuff. I want to be in the service industry for like so long. So like, you know how to treat people. And if you just don't know how to treat people, it's like kind of rude and this and that really bothers me. Just having that level of respect. Now, if somebody's, it's warranted. Yeah. Like I don't want to go there, but I'll go there if I have to, but just like rude for like no reason. And also like say we're at a restaurant, it's a dope meal. And they try to like, oh, can we do without this and add this and do all that? I hate that. I hate that. Let the chef do it how they want to do it. If that's not what you want, to get something else.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have so much fun helping you hook up tonight. Can I check? He's almost as cute as my husband, Amani.
That's stay away.
He's a smart guy, really good, ethical. Yeah, we got to find a good woman for you tonight.
Back off, Melissa here. Jay Trey would like to know, Seth Maddock, what's your favorite chess piece?
I feel like there's probably some people in here lurking that want to take me out in chess. So, like, I don't want to tell everybody, but I will. I'm going to be honest. I really like the rook.
Oh, tell us why.
The rook is that's your muscle. That's a security guard. Like he's got the Timberland boots on, the black Air Force Ones. Like he just gets stuff done, just like as many spaces as you want, straight to the point. I like lining my rooks up, and when you see them big boys around, you get nervous.
Okay, good. We got another question from the audience, and then I'll go to Melissa for one or two more questions before we get to our contestants. DJ Euphora says, if you could trade spots with anyone in the world for one day, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. If I could trade spots with anyone in the world for one day, it honestly, it might be that guy. He's an awesome DJ. I'm thankful to know him. I've seen him rock out awesome venues. I just can't imagine. Like I just make the drinks at the club, but he really keeps the party going. Not only that, he's a really dope dad. Like he kicks it with his son, has some fun stuff. I don't have any kids. I personally don't want any. But it's seeing his relationship, man. It gets just the happiness, and joy, his balance. Like go from like, and he can also speak Spanish. I can't do that. I wouldn't mind trading spots with that guy, man.
All right. Melissa, over to you for one or two more before we bring our contestants on.
You don't have to whisper about not wanting to have kids, Seth. I mean, it's okay. There's pros and cons to both sides.
And their kids are expensive. They don't go away.
You see why I'm drinking box wine, too. Like I do over Rugrats running around. Anyway, we'll talk about that some other time. So my question for you is, what is the most romantic thing you have done for another person?
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to write that one down for later.
I don't know if it's like what I do is like romantic. I guess when I'm dating someone, like I like doing like little surprises, like just like regularly. What's romantic thing I did? I'm not good. I hate Valentine's Day. Like, I like doing cool stuff like. Jeez. I genuinely don't know. Like sending flowers and stuff, that's whack. I haven't done like the whole like luring to my house and there's a trail full of rose petals.
That's overrated anyway. That's overrated.
I'm really good at listening, like knowing like things that like someone wants. So like I'll hit them with like either like their favorite meal or something they've been needing or something I can feel like can help them doing whatever they're doing. I don't. That's like
a good answer, honey. That's a good answer.
Language or whatever.
Yeah. I don't want expensive flowers and all that stuff. Like rub my feet. I'm good. That's all I want.
What's up, Aves? I see you. He said Jay Envy is he knows you. He says upgrading a girl's ticket to first class. Don't be modest.
I tried.
Tell us.
I tried. There's seeing this lady, super dope girl. But it was. I do have a romantic story. I just thought about this. But this, so like she was visiting. She lives in New York, and I knew she was in town for about a month. We had a great time. So it's like a little summer 11 happened so fast, but it wasn't summer 11. It was in the fall or winter. Anyways, but she was getting ready to leave, and I wanted to upgrade her ticket to first class, just like to surprise her. Just I wanted to send her home in style and just kick her feet up. But she was flying Southwest, and Southwest, great airline or whatever. But they didn't have the option they don't have first class on Southwest. So I had the thought of doing that.
She could get on the plane early, but she can't get first class.
Yeah. I want my shorty sitting first class.
I'm get window seat. Yeah.
Anybody can buy her ticket on Coach and Spirit. It's
the thought that counts, Seth. Good job. So what your romantic story? You said you had another romantic story.
This was like 3 years ago. I was talking to I guess every girl I like is like comes to Atlanta then leaves. But she was a foreign exchange student. She was from London. She was here, and I met her on the back part of her journey or whatever. And she's going back to London. So, but we hit it off. We had a real good time, and she left, and we kept in contact. We were still trying to make this thing work. I didn't have a passport yet, so like I went and I got my passport and everything, saved up my first like international trip, and like I'm pumped. Like just I want to go overseas, and seeing her is gonna be cool. And during the time, like we had a couple like just like little just petty arguments that like I feel like if we were like next to each other, like wouldn't have happened. But the overseas stuff just like it was like I guess like a little hard to fix. So when I got there, the energy was just thrown off. And like when she picked me up from the airport, she's complaining about traffic and this and that and where my Airbnb was. And I knew she had something to do that day, so she dropped me off at my Airbnb. I'm like, hey, I was like, I know you got stuff to do. Let me go get settled. Like I'm tired. First flight, whatever. We'll get up later. So I fly all the way to London first, and then she texted me later on that day, says it's not going to work. I don't think let's not see each other anymore. Enjoy your trip. I'm like, wow, I'm in London by myself, and I have no one to hang out with. But I was thankful. My Airbnb, I didn't realize had a second bedroom. And one of my best friends back here in Atlanta, he works for Delta, and I hit him up, told him what happened. He's like, word. I was like, bro, you should come. We'll just kick it. I got another bedroom. He got on the next flight. He flies for free working for Delta, and he came to London, and we had the time of our lives. Like it ended up being one of the best trips I've ever had. So it worked out. I was supposed to.
Wow. So you flew like over 4,000 miles, and she's like, thanks, but no thanks. I wish that would have happened to me. Woo. I'm glad you turned those lemons into lemonade. Prop to you. So,
For sure.
All right. So it is time to bring in our three contestants. They've been patiently waiting. We're going to bring them in one at a time. They'll keep their cameras on mute. First off, we have contestant 1. We'll put there, 2, and 3. Here we go. Okay. So, Seth, we're going to let you ask the first few questions. Audience, if you have questions, put in the chat. My mods, thank you to Songbird, Lisa the X, Holly B, London, and Laney. Got to thank you in the beginning, middle, and end. Will whisper them to me. I will prompt which contestant will answer the first question. So we're going to go in the order 1, 2, 3 now. So Seth, here's your first question. And we'll say contestant 1 will answer it first.
All right. So my hands down, my favorite thing to do is travel. I don't care if I'm going across the street to a podunk town or if I'm going overseas. The pandemic stopped all of that. So I'm curious, what is the first place post-pandemic you would like to travel to?
Well, that is an awesome question because I'm also a huge traveler. I absolutely love to travel. It's been really rough not being able to travel since the pandemic. And I've already thought about the first place I want to go to was either Iceland or Costa Rica. One of those two places, Iceland because I've never been yet, and Costa Rica because I love it there. The energy is great. The vibe is great. I love the beach. I also love jungle, and I love adventure. So I think both of those places cover it. So I guess it just depends on which one can come first and what time of year I'm going to travel.
All right. All right, good. Contestant number 2, you can come off mute and answer that question.
Same question? Okay. I mean, my immediate resignations are I'm wondering if Americans are even going to be allowed to travel anywhere. But, if, in this fantasy scenario, I can go anywhere. I would love to go to Spain. I went to Barcelona a couple of years ago and only saw it for a couple of days. And I would really love to be able to like dive into those, those like tiny little spots that nobody really goes to. And also like just to see how it's changed. Cause like everything, stores are going to be different. That would probably be my first choice. And then, unless we can't travel outside of the country, in which case, like, I'll just take a road trip anywhere just to not be in my apartment anymore and sleep in a different bed and look out a different window. Like, even that would be great.
I feel you.
Contestant number 3, come off mute and answer. I'm going to do a little switches here, too, just to do something. Go ahead.
Oh, my gosh, I have butterflies. I would love to go to Morocco. I've never been to North Africa before, and I want to, embellish in the culture and the food. Yeah, that's where I want to go, Morocco.
All right, simple as it, Seth. Okay, we're gonna let you ask another question. Well, first, before we go on, let's find out of all those answers, which answer really kind of caught your attention the most. Who kind of won that round, shall we say?
The first one, Costa Rica is one of my more recent trips, and it was definitely a very inspiring trip. Like the whole their whole phrase is pura vida, pure life, super chill, good vibes. The whole place is just, they don't have like a military. Like they're just chilling, minding their own business. Something I like to do myself. I like Costa Rica. I like the number two's answer. I'm an optimist. Like I'm glass half full. Like it's not if we can travel, like when we can travel. But I feel like I like everything. She wants to go do some stuff. I respect that. And then the whole Morocco thing. Morocco is definitely on my list, and I love the answer. How she just wants to just get in the nitty gritty, just dive into the culture and the flavors and all that. So that was I think that round was pretty.
All right. So we'll go to 3 and 1. Got it. What's your next question?
Next question. What's more important to you, honesty or loyalty?
Ooh, and we're gonna let contestant number 3. You go with that one first. You can put yourself off mute and let us go ahead.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What's more important to you, honesty or loyalty? Like, for example, if the cops came to the crib, you know I did it. Are you going to be honest with the cops? Or are you going to be my alibi?
I would have to go with loyalty. Can we go with both?
Not in this situation.
Okay. I'll go with loyalty. I would definitely go with loyalty.
All right. Contestant number 2.
Okay, so are we talking specifically in a cops at your house situation, or in
No, I was just trying to just in that way. It doesn't have to be in that way.
Because that's a big ask for me to like slow down the cops after this past year. Are you kidding me? Because my immediate response was honesty, but I'm saying in the context of a relationship. I have been in an open relationship in the past, and that was something that was ultimately it worked because of the honesty. If you can talk about things and sort of, because honesty goes along with the communication, right? Isn't that really just what honesty is?
Sure.
I mean, maybe that is optimistic to say, communication and honesty can fix everything. But like, I don't know, it's worked for me so far. So.
Okay. Before we get to contestant number 1, we have to honor. We just got a raid. Quasi Vandisco, the voice of the Twitch dating game, is rating us. Thank you, Quasi, for that raid. Raiders, come on in. Welcome. First of all, make sure you're following Quasi. My mods will put a link in the chat. Make sure you hit that link and refresh. We've just started off. We're just on question 2 of the Twitch dating game, so you're right on time. Come on in. Contestant number 1, we're going to get you here. What's your answer?
Well, my first thought was definitely honesty, and then you threw in that, cop situation. And I was like, well, I agree with contestant number 2. It kind of depends on the situation. I mean, first of all, I think both are very important qualities to have, but I will stand with my honesty. I think is more important because if my partner were to do anything that I disagreed with, I don't feel I could support something that I don't personally feel that is right. If it conflicts with my own morals and values, then I think honesty is always the best first.
All right, thank you. You can put yourself back on mute. So Seth, what were your thoughts on the answers for that round?
I like what number 2 said. I'm really big on I guess I even tricked myself in that question.
People in the chat like you going down. They say you going down.
But the honesty and the communication, the communication is everything. My dad taught me that. He always said, communication builds bridges, not walls. I'm not sure where he came up with that, but it works. And so if you're just like honest off the rip, there's sometimes like the first date, people try to do the most, like this and that, and just like, hey, this is what's going to be every freaking time we hang out. But I feel like just being there's so many I work in a nightclub, so I see like guys just trying to run game and this and that and press girls, and it's 9 times out of 10 it's like real phony. So I really take pride in being honest and open. Like I don't have much to hide, and I'm proud of who I am now. So like I really like the honesty thing, and then looking back, I think when that comes, like when you're that open with someone and they see that, the loyalty will probably just naturally come as well. So
okay,
contestant one, I'm sorry for putting you on the whole. I'm glad you would not snitch on me, but I guess I didn't elaborate fully before I asked that question.
She'll have a chance to continue to respond. DJ Quickstar, thank you for the follow. Kenchu, what's up? Thank you for the follow. And MG Doss, thank you for the follow. Go ahead with your next question, Seth. And we're going to start with contestant number 2, who's going to answer this one.
All right. So say we're having there's a sports night, so a sporting event we want to watch. And I want some chicken wings. I'm leaving it up to you to order the chicken wings. So what is your chicken wing go-to order as far as like the flavors, dipping sauce, ranch or blue cheese, and drums or flats?
So I am not historically a big chicken wing person. It feels like an awful lot of work to do for not a lot of meat. But I would like, over the past couple of years, I've gotten very into Asian flavors, a lot of like Thai chili stuff. So if we're deciding, yep, we're going with chicken wings, yeah, that would probably be like that sweet Thai chili kind of a sauce. That would probably be my first choice. I mean, I you said you like to, you're into food and stuff, and that's also something that I've been, in experimenting with different spicy Asian foods. I've gotten to the point where it's like, all right, I'll try almost anything once. So if you're like, we really got to have the spiciest jalapeno ghost pepper, light your butt on fire, like chicken wing, like, sure, I'll try it. I might, never get it again, but I'm game just to.
Okay. I like you're open to try it.
All right. Contestant number 3, you're next. Unmute yourself and answer the chicken wing question.
Well, see, I am plant-based, so I would definitely have to order some lemon pepper wings, vegan wings.
Okay. All right. Good. Contestant number 1, what is your answer?
I love food. But wings is something actually I don't eat a lot of. However, for sure, I was known to dig into some wings during, when I was in college, the football game days. So I'd say my go-to would be teriyaki. And I do like boneless chicken wings, but I've also been known to have, the bone wings as well, and tearing off the chicken from the bone, which I know is probably the worst thing to do on a date. It just gets everywhere and all over your mouth, but whatever. Yeah, so teriyaki, barbecue are my favorite, but I also really like if I'm in the mood, I do like some spice. Nothing too spicy, but mild spice dipped in ranch with celery on the side.
Okay, all right. We'll go back to you, Seth. What are your thoughts on those answers? Nothing. No one answered. What was the answer you were looking for?
I think we found a deal breaker.
Not the boneless wings. Those are just glorified chicken nuggets. Number 3, I respect the lifestyle 100%. I would try vegan certain days, like, and try and like do like kind of more vegan options. I'm not opposed to that, but just a vegan wing, no. And like if I'm coming over to the crib, like that like I like to get down. We could have done like 2 flavors, a split order. Just a thought. That's okay. I like 2's answer. When to try new things. The Thai chili, that's a flavor I'll get from time to time. It's my order. I'm a big lemon pepper. I like the dry rub. I prefer flats and blue cheese. But I'm also another stuff. So I usually gotta go half and half. I'll go like a mild or a barbecue and kind of balance out the flavors. But yeah, I don't think anybody won that round.
Fair enough. We're gonna let Melissa. You could ask your first question for the contestants, and then we'll go to audience question. So, Melissa, what will be your question right here?
Oh, I have the same question for the contestants that I asked Seth earlier, which is, tell us one thing that really attracts you to someone and one thing that turns you off.
All right. So, contestant number one, we'll let you have at that question first.
Something that turns me on is humor. He has to have a good sense of humor. I love to laugh. And something that turns me off would be too much of an ego.
Ooh, okay. All
The
right.
egos turn me off.
Got it. Contestant number three, what's your answer?
I would have to say an intellectual conversation, the mind. And a turn off would probably have to be arrogancy.
Okay. Contestant
No,
number two. Okay. Contestant number two, what's your answer?
I mean, I benefit from going last because I can say, like, I agree with everything that 1 and 3 said, but now I got to come up with something else. A turn on is someone who is always trying to learn, always trying to, isn't just, oh, okay, whatever. Like if there's something that comes up in the news or in conversation, they want to have at least a little bit of an understanding of it. They don't have to go into a full-on research mode, but someone who's seeking to expand their worldview as much as possible. And a turnoff would be someone who shuts down during like an argument. Like I understand some people need their space, but having the self-awareness to be able to say, hey, I need my space and we'll come back, rather than just like shutting down and letting it simmer and not ever, not ever letting that wound be healed out in the air, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. So we'll go back to Seth here. Seth, who won that round? Then I'm gonna ask Melissa because she asked the question who won the round. So who won the round in your opinion?
Contestant 2 knocked that one out of the park. Those are two things that I really take pride in. I'm thankful that I have the ability. I think when I was going to school, they also taught me that when I was like learning how to code and everything, that like in technology, like I'm not gonna learn everything there at school. Technology is always evolving, but they really taught me how to learn on my own. So like my keyboard, like I got software to teach myself keyboard. I've been learning the stock market. I've been learning how to edit music and videos. Like I love self-learning. I'm learning more about chess, learning more about myself. And with learning about myself, talking about handling situations and shutting down. The more I've learned about myself, I talked to a therapist like back in the beginning of the pandemic, and it was like the best thing I ever did. Just kind of understanding more about myself and stuff like that. Because there's certain times I'd handle situations in ways that I wasn't super proud of. But now that the self-awareness that I have, like if I have those feelings, I know like, okay, cool. This is what this is, and this is how to handle it. So, yeah, two came through.
Okay, now Melissa, you asked the question. Who won that round?
Two came through, and I'll tell you why. Because I was watching his reactions in the camera, and the whole time she was answering, he was vibing with her, like nodding and agreeing. So clearly, we might have a little match, at least on that level. Related to what turns you off and turns you off. I've got a follow-up question. When you're ready, just let me know, Amani.
Let's have the follow-up now. Go on, and then we'll ask all these questions.
For the
and
contestants.
We'll go back to Seth. So go on.
Okay, contestants. This question is related to how neat you are or not, because that can be a real game changer or a deal breaker. So when you take your clothes off at the end of the night, where do they end up? On the floor, and the hamper, and the laundry room? Where are your clothes after you take them off?
Contestant number 2, you're going to answer that one first.
Okay. I have a system. It depends on the item of clothing and what I've been doing that day. Like jeans, you don't have to wash jeans every single day. If they're clean, they can go over the back of the chair. They can go on top of the hamper. They're fine. I'm not a super neat freak. But, intimates, like I'm not re-wearing those. Those go in the hamper. Anything I'm not re-wearing goes in the hamper. I mean, that's the short version, I guess.
Okay, that's a good version too. Contestant number 3, we'll let you answer that one.
I prefer a clean house. So when I take my clothes off at night, they go in the hamper, the dirty hamper.
Okay. All right. Contestant number 1.
I am sorry. I was laughing at contestant number 2 still. She's cracking me up. I am definitely a neat person. I'm not a neat freak, but I definitely like a neat and clean space. So it depends on what I did. I have to say, like contestant number 2 depends on what I did that day in the clothing. If it was like, if I sweated a lot, then of course it's going to go in the hamper. If it's still clean, then it is folded nice and neatly and put back into place.
All right. So real quick, KMOE fan, thank you for the follow. Caleb the Nub 22, thank you for the follow. How do you feel about those answers, Seth?
Real quick, the chat is going in on my chicken wing. And if like right by my house, my first go-to order of the first place I'm gonna go to, they have great fries as well, is Wingstop. All right. And they have a great lemon pepper dry rub. If I'm going somewhere else, if I'm like going to J.R. Criggett's or American Deli in Atlanta, I'll get the lemon pepper wet. Okay, relax. I'm thinking about my first go-to. Everybody's going in on the dry rub. Anyways, all right. So my laundry situation and my tidiness. I love being at home. Everything that I have here makes me happy. And I work in the nightclub, so I don't need to be. I get my fair share of people at work for the most part. So I keep my. I spend a lot of time here, so I keep it clean. Especially, it's hard for me to work if it's dirty. My laundry situation. So my laundry room, it's its own room, and there's a floor, there's the washer to the left and the dryer to the right. So it's just like a little cycle. Once it goes off, it goes in the washer. Then it goes in the dryer, and then it goes on the floor. So everything on the floor in there is clean. I usually pick like my nice stuff, like my blazers, button downs. Yeah, I hang those up. Like my day-to-day is like my gym clothes, whatever. I liked that number 3. No, that was number 1. I like that number 1 says she folds all of her clothes because I don't. I wish I was that. I could do that. I keep a clean house, but I don't fold clothes.
Fair enough. Melissa, you asked that question. What are
We
your
might
thoughts?
have a yin and yang situation here with contestant 1 and Seth. He needs help folding clothes. She's good at it. I think all of them, they answered it very well. And honestly, nobody leaves their drawers on the floor. They all end up on the hamper at the end of the night. So I think we could have a good match for everybody.
All right. Okay. Now we have a question from the audience. I'm not sure who asked this, but it's to the contestants. We'll start with contestant number 1. What is one thing you would want me to do if you came home after a long day? So that's the question to the contestants. So I'll let you answer that first, contestant 1. Hold on.
What? Wait, sorry. What?
So let me. So I think it's saying. I think what they're asking is that if Seth came home.
Oh, okay.
What is one thing you'd want him to, I don't know. Let me think here. What is one thing you'd want me to do if you came home after a long day? So if Seth had a long day, what is one thing you would do when he came home?
Oh, what is one thing like I would do to him if he came home from a long day?
Yes.
I mean, it really depends on what he likes. I mean, I definitely would, get to know him and figure out what makes him tick, what makes him feel special and loved. I mean, whatever, I think whatever he wants. If he wants like a nice dinner, I have to say I'm not really a chef, but of course I would, maybe I could do takeout from his favorite place, pour him a nice glass of boxed wine. What else from what I've learned from him already tonight? Fold his clothes for him, do load of laundry.
Go, girl.
There's a long list of possibilities. I could do a little dance number for him if he needs to laugh or needs to take off some stress today.
All right, good job. We're gonna keep that thought. We're gonna go to contestant number 2. If you heard the question right, if Seth came home from a long day at work, what is the one thing you would do to help him feel better?
I think there's something lost in translation with this question, but so I'm not like what I would call a like woo-woo spiritual kind of person, but I am familiar with the concept of the idea of love languages, and I have found that my like strongest love language, at least for expressing, is usually touch. So cuddling on the couch would be like my immediate instinct. But again, it depends on, what he wants. If he's like, hey, I just need to like decompress for a while, give me some space or whatever, that's fine too. I also play video games. So like, I could also see like video gaming as like a couple's thing to, I want to say unwind, but like everyone knows you sit down to a game of Mario Kart and like 20 minutes later you're screaming at each other. Because it's fun, I swear. But yeah, that's something that,
That's good.
My initial instinct, and to be reviewed upon collecting more data.
All right. Ty, Alicia, thank you for the follow. We'll go to contestant number 3.
So can I request some like slow jam in the background so I can
If you
describe?
want, what slow jam would you like to request?
You can play anything, that's fine.
Oh, well, start describing it. I'll tell you what slow jam I put on. So go on. We'll put on.
So if he comes home from a long day of work, I would say I would run a nice warm bubble bath for him in the garden tub. And,
Okay. So just
with
so you know,
essential
Isley Brothers Between the Sheets is playing. It came on right now.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay, thank you. So I would have like essential oils and candles, and I would have the Isley Brothers playing in the background, and I would, strip his clothes off for him and just bathe him like Coming to America Part 1.
Okay. So
Whatever you like.
okay. so thank you, contestant number 3. That's gonna be a great
You're
sound.
quite
So you
welcome.
look at the replay.
You're quite welcome.
All right.
I've never had that last thing happen. And granted, I also can't remember the last time I was in a bathtub. Like I'm 6'6", so like it's really these like regular. It had to be like a commercial grade, like big ass tub for me, like realistically sit in. I love candles. I got some essential oils going behind me. I like that part. I appreciate the thought. That was awesome. Number 2, I'm a big gamer. Video games make me happy. I play them all the time and play them my whole life. I'm going to play them for my entire life. So I like number 2's answer. I didn't have been, and granted, everyone didn't have the same. No one knows that I was a gamer. No, I kind of stream. I didn't really talk about how much I love video games. But when I come home from the crib from a long day, I want to play some video games.
All right. Okay. I have one question from my little Rolodex of questions. We'll start with contestant number 3. If money was no object, what artist would you hire to sing the first dance at your wedding, and what song would it be? And that's contestant number 3. We're going to put you right in here.
That is a good question.
And while you're thinking, Marty Adams, thank you for those 69 bits.
I would definitely have to say Solange.
Okay, and what song?
Cranes in the Sky.
Okay. Good. Contestant number 1 will go to you for this answer.
That's a tough one. Wow, so many. But I think the first one that came to my mind was Beyonce, "Love on Top."
Okay.
I love that song. I don't know if that would be the actual first dance song, but love that song. And I love
it. Good. Contestant number 2.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't know if I want to get married. And if I were to get married, I don't know that I would want to have that, that classic kind of, pay $95 a plate and hire a band kind of situation for a wedding. If I have to like pick a song though, Iris, Goo Goo Dolls, because I'm a basic 90s bitch.
Okay. All right. Appreciate the honesty. Cool. So that for me, in the chat, I think whoever said Major, This Is Why I Love You, that's a dope song. That was Miko. I saw that. So good choice. I see you, DJ Ivy, too, and 360. Solange. I'm a Solange. I'm Team Solange before Beyonce. So I like number 3 right.
I knew I liked you.
So that's the answer. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm definitely Solange over Beyonce. If I were to get married, the first song's not going to be Beyonce. Solange is a little vibe for sure. If I was coming from work and she's doing the whole bathtub oil thing, a little Solange in the back, I could dig that.
Okay.
But I love number 2's answer.
Okay.
The Iris is just a beautiful song. It recently came on my playlist the other day, and I love the whole 90s. My music is all over the place, but the whole 90s alternative have kind of been on that wave lately, so I'm digging it.
Okay. What's your next question for the contestants?
What is your favorite video game, or the last video game you played, or do you even know how to play any video games?
We'll let contestant number 2. You can hold on. Let me do that real quick. Contestant number 2, where are you? Right here. We'll let you answer that.
This feels unfair. Well, I mean, I'm still playing Animal Crossing after a whole year. I've been mainlining that. Over the past year, in lockdown, I've been on Discord with some friends, and we've been playing Friday the 13th, the multiplayer Murder Your Friends is Jason game, which actually inspired me to watch all the Friday the 13th movies. They're amazingly awful. Can't recommend them highly enough. And Dead by Daylight. Those are the ones that I've been playing the most recently.
All right. Contestant number 1.
Well, I used to play a lot of video games when I was younger, and then I kind of stopped. So that was like circa, I don't know, early 2000s. So that was like the Super Nintendo era. So I love me some Mario Kart. I just can't get enough of it. My eyes light up and I get excited if I get a chance to play that. So I would have to say I don't know anything about all the current gaming systems and stuff, but it's something I definitely highly considered in investing in a gaming system during lockdown for sure. But I never got around to it. But I do enjoy playing games. Like I like going to those arcade games, game bars and stuff. I think it's awesome.
Cool. Contestant number 3.
Well, I'm old-fashioned, so I would have to say Pac-Man.
Time was up.
Classic.
All right. Seth, any thoughts?
I got some thoughts.
Share the thoughts.
I respect all the gamers, and like I don't. This is like one of those things, like I said earlier, like about the couples that have their own places to grow. This is perfectly fine. I can't remember the last girl I even talked to that knew anything about how to play Call of Duty or stuff like that. So I definitely respect everyone's answer and having some knowledge of video games, stuff like that. I don't have a Nintendo Switch yet, but Animal Crossing is something I definitely want to play. I thought it seemed really dope. And I recently played that Dead by Daylight, and I have a lot of fun murdering my friends as well.
All right.
And not in real life, and just on games.
Yes, just on games.
Yes.
All right, so I think we got like enough time for like 2 more questions from you and maybe one from Melissa of the audience. So I'll let you go. We'll go Melissa, then you again. So what's next for you, Seth?
What is your ideal first date?
All right, and so contestant number 3, we'll let you answer that one first. Make sure you come off mute before you answer. Like, don't answer. There you go.
Oh, sorry. I would have to say having dinner in the sky.
Oh, and you want to care to elaborate on that, or you just want to leave it like that?
I think I've seen those before.
Yeah, he's seen those before.
Okay, all right. Well, someone let me know in the chat the contestant number 2.
My ideal first date is something fun and memorable. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't, I went on a first date this past year that was we went to a park. We were socially distant. We threw baseball back and forth. That's the only throwing a baseball back and forth date I've had. So it's one that I obviously remember. Just something where we're enjoying the activity and the company and can be ourselves, you know?
All right. Good. And we'll go to contestant number 1.
Yeah, I definitely love the combination of food. So a really cool food experience. Like, again, it doesn't have to be fancy either for me. So I think combining a food experience, I'm all about experiences and creating something memorable, not to like mimic contestant number 2, but I definitely am all about experience, and then combining that with some kind of fun activity and adventure, whether it's in the summertime, whether trying like something new together, going to play tennis or going paddleboarding or going kayaking, going on a hike, something like that, outdoorsy, or doing something, indoors, like painting with a twist. I don't know, whatever, something fun and different. I'm all about that, because I think eating dinner, you can have that conversation to get to know each other, and then the activity would be that experience that you're just, just kind of like casually getting to know each other, and you're more, relaxed, I feel, and chill, and it's fun.
All right. Seth, real quick, we have D14 Rio. Thank you for the follow. What are your thoughts, Seth?
I can dig everyone's answer. No one said like go see a movie. I think that's hands down. Like, I love movies, don't get me wrong, but like that's like the most whack first date ever.
Okay.
I mean, it depends, but I mean, I guess you like want to discuss the movie afterwards. But I feel like it should definitely be an activity involved. Maybe something you both have never done, so you're kind of both equal. First dates can be awkward, so you're both kind of equally out of your comfort zone and doing something different. Like, kind of let the guard down and get to know each other a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that was everybody answered that pretty cool. I'm not mad at it.
All right. Melissa, what is one of your final questions?
It's got to be about food. So my husband popped the question after I cooked for him the first time. Like, he just couldn't help it. That was the deal maker right there. So my question for the ladies: if you were cooking a meal for Seth that you really wanted to impress him, what meal would you prepare?
And we're going to let contestant number 2 answer that one first.
Oh man. I mean, I like cooking together as like a partnership kind of a thing. Like, I need a sous chef, sorry. But if this was like it's a special occasion or something, it's like, I'm gonna cook for you.
Yes.
I mean, again, this is another I would want to know what he likes. I'm pretty good at cooking comfort food. I have a very mean mac and cheese recipe. I'm not like fancy, right? But I'm competent. So, I don't know. I don't know. I have to find out what he makes, what he would want.
Okay, fair enough. Contestant number 3, what are you going to be preparing?
I would definitely prepare a stuffed meatloaf with cheese, and I would make, let's say, some collard greens with smoked turkey and peppers, and then I would make some Wisconsin baked macaroni and cheese.
Okay. Collard greens. Contestant number 1, go ahead.
You hungry, Amani?
I'm getting hungry, yes.
So I think I already mentioned this before. I am definitely no cook whatsoever. I have tried following a recipe and it was a disaster. So I just don't think my hands were made for the kitchen, period. But I can make a really damn good pancake, I can tell you that. So I'm a good breakfast cook. So I can make a really good protein pancake with some, eggs mixed in with spinach and onion and tomato and sausage in there. I love breakfast, so I'm definitely can make you some breakfast. But
okay. Seth, thoughts on the meals that were proposed to you currently?
I like all those answers for different reasons. I love a good breakfast. It's a fantastic meal. Can you eat it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner? I don't cook it a whole lot. I'm usually a quick smoothie or something easy for breakfast, but I appreciate a good breakfast. The first thing in the morning, I just don't. Cooking is not the first thing I want to do. Love a good pancake. Going to number 2. She hit it first. Said mac and cheese. I'm a huge mac and cheese guy. My mac and cheese coined me one of the most prestigious culinary titles you could get. They call me Seth Boyardee due to my mac and cheese game. But then contestant 3 took it a step further. I think she called it Wisconsin steak mac and cheese, which I have no idea what that is, but I'm really intrigued. So yeah, everybody kind of hit my whole food pyramid in different ways.
All right. What is your final question for the contestants, Seth?
I would like to know the last movie each of you watched.
All right. So contestant number 1, what's the last movie you watched?
Hold on 1 second. I have to think what that was.
Well,
Something on Netflix.
You remember the plot? What happened in it? We can help you.
Gosh, what was that?
I can't remember what I just was.
I know. All, like, blending together. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I cannot think of what.
Keep thinking. Someone said Bridgerton in the chat.
Oh, yeah, Bridgerton.
We'll go to
contestant. That's a TV show, right?
If you want to go TV show, I will take that. But I like movies, but I can't remember.
Okay, no, I should say movie too. But I did just finish watching the series Firefly Lane on Netflix, which was really good with Katherine Heigl and stuff. But maybe it even was a Disney movie I watched recently. I'm known to put on a good Disney flick all the time. Am I going to come back to me or?
Yeah. Yes, you think about it. We'll come back to you. Okay. Contestant number 2.
Okay, so I had said earlier that I watched all the Friday the 13th movies in order this past year. And then following on from that, I said, okay, what's another terrible-ish movie that starts off a big franchise? So my brother and I watched the first Fast and the Furious movie, which, for those who don't remember, it starts out with some DVD TVs fall off the back of a truck, and that's like the whole plot. And then they have to. I could not understand, like, I haven't seen any of the other ones. So the entire experience of this was like, wait a second, why is this series so huge? And I have been assured by friends of mine that starting around like 5, that's where they like, I don't know, they go to the moon, I'm told. So like, it's just been this. I love a terrible movie that you can have a great time watching because, like I don't need to spend my time watching a movie being sad. Like, let me watch something ridiculous. And also, like, Vin Diesel driving a Civic, I guess.
Okay, we got some loyal Fast and the Furious people in the chat. So we'll go to contestant number 3.
The last movie that I watched was One Night in Miami. And it's based off of the civil rights movement.
Okay. All right. Contestant 1, you get your only mulligan. Do you remember a movie now?
Yes, I did. Okay, it was Finding Ohana. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
It was a cute little feel-good like family movie. It was about a family that lives it's a single mom with 2 kids, and she's Hawaiian, and her father gets sick, and she ends up uprooting the 2 kids with her and move to Hawaii. And then they end up finding this, like, there's like a map with a buried treasure somewhere, and they go on this adventure, and it was really cute.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, Seth. So any thoughts on the movies, first of all? You continue to go ahead and share what you.
Man. Number 3, One Night in Miami. That's on my watch list. That's on my watch list. I make fun of Fast and Furious movies very, very, very quite often to my friends and everything. I can't believe it's made it this far. A hell of a franchise. Mind blowing that many people are keeping that thing going. I don't know when it's ever going to stop. I do think it's funny to watch like trash movies. As that's a lot of time for me to spend on a trash movie. Like every once in a while I could. I'm not sure I could watch them all like consecutively. I could probably watch the Fridays, but definitely not the Fast and Furious. I think when they introduced, like, I think Little Bow Wow was on there, I'd probably have to stop right around there. And number one, we honestly, God love her. When we went back to her, but in the very first part, she mentioned like Disney movies and stuff. We could have moved on. I respect them. It's cool. I grew up on like Toy Story, Lion King, all that stuff. But like,
Okay.
I'm good. I'm grown.
Okay.
I don't need to watch kids movies. Some of them are kind of funny. I don't know, but no, I'm good on that.
Okay. This is what we're going to do next.
Okay.
We're going to let you and the 3 contestants go backstage. We're going to put up a poll to see who the audience wants you to pick.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back out in like 5 minutes for the reveal and your choices. And then we'll do it from there. So I'm going to put you back there. Melissa and I will talk. Hold on for a moment here. We'll do 1, 3, 4. All right. So Melissa, thoughts? Hold on, go ahead. Hold on, let me change a little layout here. Thoughts? And the mods are going to put the poll up for us. So thank you, mods, for putting the poll up. Who are we choosing? 1, 2, or 3? Go ahead, Melissa. Share your thoughts. What's going on?
Okay, so overall, I think contestant number 2 is the best pick.
Okay.
Because based on her answers, he was really vibing with her answers. They seem to have a lot in common. Gaming, the travel answer was really strong for her. The chicken wing, everybody bombed on the chicken wing. I agree with you, Seth. I'm a lemon pepper, dry rub kind of girl. He's a lifelong learner. So is she. She appreciated that. And then, he lit up when she talked about mac and cheese. I mean, like I said, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And so I think she was definitely vibing there. At first, I thought contestant number 1 was going to be in the lead, but they just don't have enough core things in common with one another to make it happen. And then contestant number 3, I just don't think that they're going to be able to get their food situation together. And, and what she has in mind in terms of romance is not at all what he's feeling. So I'm going to vote for contestant number 2.
All right.
What do
Good.
you
So
think?
I definitely think that the vibe between 2 and Seth was constant from pretty much the beginning. But him and 3 vibed a little bit, and then number 1, so it's a good mix. I got to be a little non-partial, but it's obvious the connection that's there.
Yeah.
So let's see what you choose, because we've been surprised before. Let me tell you. All right. So before we continue conversation, I got to make a couple announcements here. First thing, tomorrow morning, the morning after show. Tanya, California is in the chat. We have the morning after show, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. on the East, 6 p.m. in the UK. I see you, Miss J, UK. Tanya, California is going to give us the morning after, talk about the show, people's answers, what happened, the reveal, all of that. So looking forward to that. Then next Wednesday, we're going to have the reveal recap episode from DJ360, who's in the chat, and Neil Jackson, their dates. They made matches 2 weeks ago. We're going to get the reveal from them next Wednesday, same time. And then I just have to update on Friday, or this is Saturday. I'm doing the Hype Girls United Raid Train, so I'll be featuring DC Go-Go music Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Gonna go all into Go-Go, Trouble Funk, Junkyard, Rare Essence, Chuck Brown, all of that. Doing that at 4 p.m. And now, Melissa, are you ready to? We're gonna have our next bachelorette come in, but she had a family emergency, so she had to step away. Sean Tress, thank you for the follow. MG Dawes, thank you for those bits. But I want to introduce everyone to our upcoming bachelorette, who will be on the March 17th show in 2 weeks. We have DJ Alyssa Devine. She's coming to the Twitch dating game. There's a couple of pictures of her. So if you are out there and maybe want to match with Alyssa, she's got some interesting thoughts and specific requirements. She's super cool, super funny. So definitely hit that dating link if you want to apply to be on the show with her, or if you want to be a contestant in general. This is our bachelorette for next time. So that's what we have there. Seth Maddox, thank you for that 5-piece. Appreciate that. All right. Melissa, what other thoughts do we have?
What a fun experience, Amani. Oh my goodness, this is so much fun. I had to dust off my matchmaking skills. This is so great because I am out of practice, but you never know. I think true love could be lurking in the backgrounds here between, one of the contestants and Seth. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens next.
Okay. So this is not DJ-based DJ Jess. We are open to everyone. We've had all different kinds of people that have applied and are on the list. We're working through the whole database of contestants. So yes. Thank you, Seth, for that 5-piece. Since we talked about food, when you come back on, you got to let us know what side items you like on your 5-piece. We get plantains, platanitos maduros, Ames, collard greens, sweet potatoes, jerk rice, all sorts of things, brownies, everything. So,
all right now.
Yeah, I know.
You are hungry, aren't you, honey?
I am hungry. It's dinner time. So DJ Weapons, how do you apply? We'll get you this link. My mods will see the link. There's a link right up here. We'll send it to you. Cool. Okay, so hold on for a minute here. We're going to bring everyone back in 2 minutes. Let's see here. So let me bring...
So, let me tell you what I cooked for my husband that caused him to pop the question.
Okay, go ahead.
It was cornbread, ribs, collard greens,
okay,
black-eyed peas,
mm-hmm.
and peach cobbler.
That's a wise man.
Oh, I'm telling you, popped the question immediately right after. He couldn't help himself.
Yeah, you don't get that very frequently, so you gotta lock that down. Smart man. Props to him. Woo! All right.
Now you're really hungry, aren't you, Amani?
Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's see here. That's an amazing meal. That's right, Lex Diamonds. Woo! Okay. We're gonna. So contestant 3 is having some internet issues. Let me let her hop back on. Everyone wants to marry you. So you talk about all that food. You got lots of suitors in the chat. Let me tell you.
You know. Already taken, y'all, but we'll take some applications for the next lifetime.
Yep. The peach cobbler. I know, Vanessa. The peach cobbler. All right. So we got
yes, sir. But I put liquor in my peach cobbler.
See, that's like the icing on the cake. All right. So what we're gonna do here now is, Seth, have you made a decision?
I have.
And who are you selecting?
First, thank you. This has been such a fun experience. Melissa, you, the questions, making this has been really, really dope. I'm super, super thankful to be here. This was fun. And everybody answered questions in different ways. But after everything, like, just understand who I am and just know my vibe, what's going to work for me. Number 2, that's my pick right there.
Good. So everyone stay on mute. I'm first going to ask only contestant number 1 to come off mute, introduce yourself, and tell Seth what he missed. So go on there. Hold on. I got to put you back here. Hold on. So come off mute, contestant 2. Let me work with my little things here. Go ahead. Contestant 2, where are you? Not contestant 2, contestant 1. Excuse me. Contestant 1. You can take your mute off, put your camera back on. Show. There you go. So introduce yourself. Tell Seth what he missed out on.
Oh, you just missed out on a bunch of Disney movies.
Okay.
I changed my pick.
And me, and me singing along to Frozen. I'm just kidding.
Yes. Tell us who you are, what you do. I so appreciate you, Dana. Thank you so much.
I am Dana. I am a DJ and MC and a writer based here in Columbus, Ohio.
Awesome. Thank you, Dana.
No way.
There. You all need to talk. Yes,
I'm actually not from Columbus, but it's my home right now. So it's my home base. But yeah.
Right. Cool,
Thank you for having me on. And
good to see you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you too.
Okay, thank you. All right, now contestant number 3, we're going to bring you here for the reveal. Introduce yourself and tell Seth what he missed out on. Go ahead.
Hi, Seth.
Thank you, Justin.
You missed out on a sexy bubble bath.
Never had one of those.
I am Miss Nebraska. I have my own podcast stream on Twitch. I live here in Atlanta. I am originally from Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh,
awesome. Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Bradford, for being on the show. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
I'll definitely follow your Twitch. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Right.
Same to you. Good luck.
All right. So, sorry. Okay. So now we're gonna let contestant 2. You can come and reveal yourself, introduce yourself, and tell Seth. Go ahead.
Hi, Seth.
What's up, contestant number 2?
Hi.
Who you are and what you do.
Did I talk over someone? Sorry. My name is Sarah. I'm a librarian. I'm in Queens, New York.
Oh.
Okay. So what's going to happen is that, first of all, you'll both get $40 gift cards to Grubhub. and then we want you to come back, I think, in like 3 weeks for a recap episode. So I'll connect you via email. Go ahead.
A debrief.
Yeah, a debrief. Exactly. So I'll connect you via email, but thank you very much for being on the show. It was great to see you and your great answers. So congratulations.
Thanks for having me. This was fun. It was so nice to meet you, Seth. I'm looking forward to a virtual date.
There you go.
Maybe we can game or something, play some game or something.
There you go. All right, so I'm going to let y'all go backstage here. So I'm going to remove from the stream. Hold on, there you go. And that's so Seth, there you are. Thank you for being amazing candidate. And we'll be in touch real soon.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much. You guys have a good night.
Bye, dear.
All right, Melissa, we are done. I'm going to find someone to rate. Any final thoughts, Melissa, after what the first time here?
Well, thank you so much for having me. This was a joy. It's such a good time. Thanks for letting me drink wine and spill my guts on your show, Monty. I appreciate that. Would love to help you find some love matches anytime.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. It was fun. Thank you for being a guest host. We're going to have you back. Are you open to coming back again?
Absolutely. And if anybody wants to connect with me, find me at melissamajors.com and we can strike up a fun conversation about leadership. Not love, but leadership.
Well, talk to the people tell them kind of what you do and how you help people find love and not love, but find their voice when they're speaking. And Miss Ali Marie, when's the next one? We'll be back next Wednesday. It'll be every Wednesday. So next Wednesday we'll be back. So go on.
We can talk about Community Keynotes. So Amani and I co-host a live stream talk show called Community Keynotes, where we help just everyday people who have a really profound story to share that can spark inspiration in others, help prepare them to tell that story and share it with the world. It's such an incredible experience. Check out the shows at communitykeynotes.com. And if you've got a story that should be shared with the world, please reach out and let us know, and we'll help get you ready.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to send Lisa X. I think you're there. Can we find out how long someone's going to be on? And we're going to do that because we have to find someone to raid now. So we're going to do that. Cool. All right. So we'll do that. Let's see here. And then we make the more announcements. So remember that I'll make a couple more announcements here. So the recap, read 360s in the chat. I heard that this recap is going to be extra special. There's going to be some twists and turns and some surprises. And so I definitely want you to tune in. That's next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. And then Neil Jackson finally went on his date. I believe it took him a long time to get it together, but he finally went on his date. So we'll find out about that. And that's that. Don't forget Tanya, California tomorrow after the show. So this is the after show, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the UK. And we're going to talk. I think I might pop on there early on before I have to teach my class. And then we'll have another thing Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern. The Hype Girls United Raid Train will feature in DC Go-Go music during my time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And then in 2 weeks, we have DJ Alyssa Devine joining us. So definitely tune in for that episode. And if you're interested, you're a guy interested in making a match with her, tune in. All right. So let's see here. We're going to wait and see about our raid. And we're going to do that. DJ Lily Smalls, thank you for the follow. Miss Giggle Shits. Thank you for the follow. What a name.
Love it.
Yes. Club Fro, what's good? Let me think here.
Hey, so can I tell you the song that we played at our wedding?
Yes.
We got married to Al Green, Simply Beautiful.
Ooh, great song. Great song.
Yeah.
Wow. What's up, CC? Good to see you. Kitty Bradshaw, thank you for tuning in. Cool. I think we're looking for our raid. We're going to be on our way, but
and any of y'all that are looking for good recipes, hit me up at hello@melissamajors.com. I'm telling you, I will help you create a meal that will lock it down.
Yes. Myra, what's up? That's my student right there, my assistant and my right hand at Cal State Fullerton. So thank you for tuning in. All right. Okay, so hold on. We're checking. Guide the raid. Well, Vanessa, you can guide the raid next time. Okay, we're good. So we're going to go on the raid here. We're going to go to Darling Chuck. She's out of New York as well. Amazing DJ, super fun. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Shout out to my mods, Songbird, Lisa the X, Holly B, London, and Laney. Thank y'all for holding it down. And we are good. We're going to go on a raid. We're going to read Darling Chuck. She's good. She's also been a guest on Twitch University too. So we love our people here. So let's see here. This here. Raid. All right, so we get ready for the raid here. Make sure you overwhelm her with emotes. Come in there hot. She's a dope DJ. I'm happy. Vanessa, I'll get you to guide the raid next time. But yes, they love you, Melissa. They want you to come back. So
Yay.
audience
Okay.
bless you, which I'm not surprised. 'Cause
Thanks, Kel.
yeah,
I'll be back with a bigger
yes.
glass of wine, glass of box wine.
And maybe we could put some recipes in the chat.
Yeah, done. Consider it done.
All right, cool. Okay, here we go. Let me hit the button, give her some emotes, and here we go. Okay, let me end this real quickly.